There is a Spanish village which was abandoned by its families 30 years ago to make a way for reservoir for a hydroelectric plant for the production of electricity, and which was reappeared recently, very recently, I hope in the end of October. Because the water level was very less, the whole demolished or destroyed buildings were visible. People were, in and around going and visiting those ruined houses and the lost city. In 1992, the village of Aceredo was flooded when the Portuguese hydroelectric plant closed their floodgates. Basically, what is happening was the government wanted to build a reservoir for a hydroelectric plant, because when we make the water into a speed turbine or turbulent, so that's how electricity is produced. I don't have much light in those process. Basically, to produce electricity in a hydroelectric plant, you need lots and lots of water. So the government took a decision to remove all those livelihood in and around, to make a dam or maybe a reservoir for the plant. So the tragedy of Aceredo started when an argument was struck in 1968 between the heads of the state from Spain and Portugal. So this city, the location, if you find it in maps or in a Google, the city is exactly placed between two major cities, Spain and Portugal. So they have shared a common interest of building a reservoir dam to construct this dam called as Lindoso. But the deal came at the price of lands and houses of this particular village. But Aceredo is not the only victim in this. In order to get the residents out of the town, the Portugal hydroelectric plant began their negotiation. We have in Indian movies, they show a lot of things like this. Suddenly a millionaire comes into a village and start negotiating that you have to go out. How can they talk like this? How can they behave like this? And I was shocked that this is not the practice of the last decade or maybe 10 or 20 years. This is being practiced for more than 100 years. Look at this incident which happened in 1968. Simply because they want electricity, they cannot eradicate or they cannot demolish a village or a city. If you want, you demolish your city. If you want, you demolish your town. How can this? I don't know. How can this be even possible? And this was done. This happened. And we are just knowing this right now, and still people are doing that. Many villages are demolished for the purpose of many useless products to be produced in the industries. I don't know. Finally, some people convinced to move out of their own cities and homes in return for financial compensation. Same thing happened to the nearby 4 other villages. Let me spell them. The 4 other villages are Obao, Bascal, Reloshira, and Lantamil. But why, along with this 4, we have Aceredo, but always Aceredo has been in the stage of light, because whenever the water level goes down, only Aceredo shows up. The other 4 villages are very deep down that they never show up even in the less water level.